Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Brian, your host for Inspiring Educators. And now we are blessed again to have another educator from Panama. She's one of my colleagues in our webinar about digital literacy, and she also has her own podcast which we'll know later on. So without further ado, to all my listeners out there, let's all welcome Ms. Yuliana Vasquez. Hi Yuliana, good morning or good afternoon, good evening in your end. How are you?
Hi, Brian. Yes, good evening here in Panama. I'm great, fantastic to meet you at this means and having the opportunity to talk to you.
That sounds great. So let's get started, Yuliana, with my very first question. All right. So, tell us something about yourself. Who is Yuliana Vasquez?
All right. Yuliana Vasquez is a multitasking person, very sociable, kind-hearted, patient skill. Regarding to my professional life, I'm an active member of the community teaching here in Panama for the University of Panama and an elementary school called Alejandro Tapia Escobar, where I live. I have conducted some programs in the University of Panama and the school where I work as well. And I also work for the church, carrying out some programs for young people, helping them to get out from some risk and developing their skill to become better citizens.
Wow. That's really a multitasking job. But then I got interested because you said you're also serving your church, which is really interesting.
Yeah. In the church, we have different commissions. I belong to the one working with teenagers. And as I told you, we have to conduct several programs between lectures or getting teens or going to play sports and having like a very healthy life and become aware what is the situation in the community and getting out from some difficult situations in their life like using drugs or any other thing that is harmful for them.
That's really great. You are nourishing your physical, your mental, and then your spiritual aspects. That's really great, Ms. Vasquez.
I try.
All right. Now, Yuliana, let's go on with my second question. All right. So, how did you end up as a teacher? Tell us your journey in this education pathway that you're currently right now doing.
Oh, wow. That was a very long journey, actually. I was not going to study to be a teacher. Actually, my first career was to become a police.
Wow.
I was about to, yeah. That's because in my family there are many members of the police. And actually, I work with them knowing what they do, and I love that because I think they have a very nice responsibility regarding to taking care of the community, and I love to do so. I was about to enroll to the police, but a very difficult situation regarding to economical issues happened in my family. We had to use the money I was supposed to pay for the enrollment and the different stuff. So I lost actually the day for enrollment and I couldn't pay it at that moment. But I also had the opportunity to go to the University of Panama for a while. Meanwhile, I was trying to figure out how to enter to the police again. And actually, languages are not far away from the things I like. I love languages, not only English and Spanish, which is my mother tongue. I love other like Portuguese, French, even some other like Mandarin. But I couldn't learn Mandarin, and I have it as a goal for a future, not so far. And then I went to the University of Panama, started studying English. I was there just for the first semester, the first term, but I had very, very wonderful teachers in the career that I stayed. I stayed and I love it so much. And I think God always have things for us. We decide some things in our lives, but He's the one. He's the one who have what we really need in life. And I stayed there, and I became a teacher, and I love that now.
Very wonderful journey. In fact, I got interested with the idea that you said your family, you had a lots of policemen or women in your family, but then your journey ended up as an educator, which is also the same as what a policeman do, to serve and protect. But this time you're protecting the minds of the young ones, right?
Yeah, and I collaborate in training them as well.
That's really fantastic, Juliana. Now, let's go on to my third question for you in this episode. So, we all knew that the whole world is still facing this pandemic situation, not just here in the Philippines, there in Panama, but the whole country has suffered. So despite of all the challenges that we've faced, how do you try to keep yourself positive as much as possible?
Okay, I can say that I have a central energy in my life, which is called God. So I always put everything I'm going to do or everything I'm facing on His hands. And it has helped me a lot. Actually, there is a motto I follow for my person, which is always stay positive regarding the situation. Even if there is something others consider negative, I try to look for the positive on that. And I think this is something that has helped me a lot to stay positive even in these difficult times we are living.
That's good to hear. I also believe that in everything that we do every day, despite of all the challenges, challenge in your work, challenge in your personal life, economic challenges, we must always put God at the center of everything, because as the creator, He's the one who's giving us these challenges, and He would not give these challenges that we couldn't win, right?
That's right. I totally agree with you.
Fantastic. I love your inspiration when it comes to staying positive every day. And now, for my final question, okay? The main goal of this podcast. How does Ms. Yuliana Vasquez inspire her educators? Or, sorry, learners as well.
Okay, the first thing I can say about this is all the contrary first. I try always to see other teachers or other educators around the world and take the best of them. That inspires me a lot. And well, in my case, if others get inspired for what I do, is first what you said, always stay positive for everything. And I always try to give all I have learned, my knowledge to my students. I don't stay with anything, because I consider if they learned all they need for their professional life and for their human condition, they are going to become better citizens. For that reason, we are going to have better people in our community and in our country. So that's something I always tell my colleagues: don't stay what they know. They have always to give it out. Don't be selfish, always as well. And I try to look for the current tendencies regarding to how to become better teachers and how to plan our classes, how to use other tools to have always virtual objects and in our classes, and trying to get in shape with the nowadays uh, persons in our society. So that's what I make, and that's what I think my partners also get inspired of, because if they see I'm doing so, they want to do the same.
Fantastic. That's really fantastic. As simple as those things, you are inspiring your learners. Currently, we are using the online platform, but to all my listeners, if you're gonna follow the steps on how every educators inspire, definitely will be successful in our goal, which is to educate and to inspire everyone. Now, Yuliana, I'll be giving you the podcast floor to promote your podcast, to inspire or to give a few words to all our listeners. And also, you may use your mother tongue, okay, your own language in inviting them. All right, so right now, Yuliana, the podcast floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I also have a podcast that's related to learn English language with Yuliana Vasquez in Panama. And I have different topics related to the study of the English language, not only just talking about the different rules or the things to speak English. It's not different topics related to the current tendencies. The current one I have is about well-being, how to cultivate well-being, and I have some members of the teaching community, some students, and some members of the community talking about how they live during this situation with the COVID-19. They talk about if they had stress, anxiety, and how they overcome that situation in their lives to inspire others at the same time. So, well, Brian, what I can do is just to give the link to you for you to share it with others. And I'm going to say something in Spanish for the people who are going to listen to your podcast, for them. Gracias por la oportunidad, Brian. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And yo les invito a todos los profesores, maestros en el mundo a ser siempre mejores. I invite all teachers in the world to try always doing their best. And bien, sean ustedes y inspiren a otros. Be yourself and inspire others. That's what I can say. Thank you so much.
Amazing. That was really one of a kind experience. Every time that I invite a fellow educator from around the world, I really enjoy the last part where they can, share what they're doing, their advocacies, their passion. And what I love most is the last words that they're giving, inspiring words that would help us to face this challenge and to look for the positive side of life. And with that, Yuliana, thank you very much for giving me this, chance to talk with you. Let us, hear your beautiful journey in this education path. And once again, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for inspiring me and all the educators around the globe. Thank you so much, Yuliana.
Thanks to you. I really appreciate this invitation.
All right, so that's it. And we really had a great time. To all my listeners, we've just heard another educator who has made a lot of good things, who has tried to do her best. And right now, she's still inspiring all the learners. And with that, I would like to thank you and again invite you to our next episode, only here in Inspiring Educators. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye. Here's a message from Yuliana and Armin regarding this podcast. Let's all listen to it.
Thank you, Brian, for taking my person into account for your next recordings. I hope to be or have time that day. For the rest, thank you for your very nice words. That motivates me to keep giving my best effort to be very nice and motivator in my classes for my students, Thanks so much.
That's absolutely wonderful that you've been able to interview one of our colleagues from the social and emotional learning and digital literacy group. I think that the more that we interview each other and get connected with each other and share what we're passionate about, the more our passion it grows in each other's hearts and minds. Keep it up, Bryant. Keep it up, Yuliana.
Thank you so much, Armin, for that wonderful feedback. Thanks to you and Josh, I was able to use my talent. And here am I now, doing my own podcasting. Thank you so much, guys.